So this is something that has been in the embryonic phases for me now, for a number of months. It is, of course, the one-handed Mercedes. That is Triquetra versus extension. This is actually one of the first tech tricks that I played with two-handed with poi, and it's still one of my favorites. So getting it down with a single hand is, something that I've been working pretty hard to get to. It was a pretty significant challenge, at least for me. I'm sure other people who are playing around with three poi and meteor-style poi are having slightly different experiences, but this at least is how I got the move down, and that is actually to start with something that's pretty simple. And namely, it is to start with this right here, which is just a linear extension with your poi and butterfly one-handed. And this is super duper important because this is going to be the home base that you're going to come back to as you're performing the move. And it also teaches you a lot about how to make the move happen. I'm going to show you why this is so important by showing it to you on the side. Now, as I'm performing this move, you'll note that my thumb side poi, that is my white poi, is tilted slightly towards me. And my green poi, that is my pinky side poi, is tilted slightly away from me, such that at the top, my white poi is closer to me, and at the bottom, the green poi is closer to me. This is really, really critical because as we're going through the different places in the Mercedes, you're going to have to keep this in mind. So, to start with, as you're doing this nice kind of vertical up and down move, when you get to the bottom, you're going to want to try and pop out to the side just a little bit. You're going to try and reach for your right shoulder and then try and bring it back home like this. So pop and back. We're going to pop and back. And the timing shift here is going to start giving you a taste for essentially one of the cool things about the Mercedes is that it's a polyrhythm hybrid, right? So you've got an extension versus Triquetra, which means that your poi actually modulate between all of the different possible timings and opposite in the course of the move, right? And here, we're getting our hands used to modulating between same time and what's really quarter time, right? And once this feels relatively comfortable, what you want to do is you want to continue straight on through. You want to reach out right and see if you can get it up. And those first few times you do it, you're going to note that your poi are likely to go just slightly limp as you're reaching towards the top. And that's not actually a bad thing. Here's why. As you're doing the Mercedes, playing control. As you're doing the Mercedes, one of those things you're going to want to have happen is make sure that that thumb side poi, that is my white poi, is still closer to you when it reaches the top of the pattern. That's how you avoid them colliding with each other as they're going up, right? So as I'm doing this, I'm actually letting that white poi, that is my thumb side one, just go slightly limp as it's going across the top. It's not like I'm trying to keep it a solid extension the whole way. I'm letting it falter just the slightest bit to ensure that the plane stays clear of the plane of the green poi, that is my pinky side poi, right? And you might be noticing at this point that this move kind of switches our normal understanding of how Mercedes goes, where normally we think of it being as like there's a pedal up top, flat across the bottom, pedal up top, flat across the bottom, so on and so forth, right? When we're doing it one-handed, I'm actually finding it easier to think of it as being, okay, so there's a pedal off to the side, flat to the left, pedal to the side, flat to the left, pedal to the side, flat to the left, so on and so forth. So that when I get back to my left-hand side, I'm going back to this linear extension place right here where I'm just bouncing straight up and down, right? I'm not the only one who's going after this approach, actually. Chris Kelly posted a video a couple months ago of himself performing a one-handed Mercedes, and he actually was opting for a similar approach but going to the other side. He was taking the anti-spin off the top rather than off the bottom like I am. And, it's not that much different in approach. Your only challenge here is to make sure that instead of ensuring that the white poi is close, the thumb side poi is closer to you as you're going for the top, you're instead trying to get it further away from you as you're reaching for the bottom. And I'll show you both of these from the side here. So, my method, where we're taking it off of the bottom, you want to get white poi closer. Chris's method, where you're taking it off the top, goes white poi further away. Again, my method, white poi closer. Chris's method, white poi further away. And of course the cool thing is if you work on both of them, then you can create lovely things where you're, say, reaching to one side and then the other side. Whew! You need to be a little bit swifter than that to get that down, but up, down, whew! Up, and around, and around, and around. If it's not clear from watching this so far, it is always my pinky side poi that is doing the anti-spin, that is doing the triquetra for this move, right? And of course, be prepared to have a lot of collisions with your poi, and I mean a lot. Getting them to avoid running into each other, I think really is about 90% of the work for this move. But, as you can see, it is doable, and it looks quite lovely. Cool. So, thank you guys for watching, and have yourselves a great week. Peace. Hi, thanks so much for watching this video. If you haven't already, please subscribe to my channel here on YouTube. Doing so will help other people find my content, and it lets me know that I'm creating videos that are worth seeing. Also, check out my website at drexfactor.com. There, you can purchase sets of poi like the ones I use in my videos, and get access to a great range of written inspirational content, plus which you can subscribe to my videos there in the form of a podcast. Finally, if you go to flowtoys.com, you can enter in my special promo code and get a small discount on your order. Doing these things helps support me in my flow journey, and it means that I can make more videos for you guys. So, thank you in advance for your support.